Hey guys, it's Bailey and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a little bit of a departure from the norm on the channel because it's going to be a Q&A and not like a beauty Q&A like I've done in the past where I basically take questions that you've asked on previous, or like a lot of you have asked on previous videos, and kind of bundle them up into a video and answer them all there. This is going to be more personal. It is probably like the second most requested video ever since I've started making videos, the first of which is obviously the makeup collection video, which I always say whenever someone asks, I'm like, oh, it's on the list, I'm gonna make it, but truth is, that is a monstrosity. That is a constant work in progress. At this point, I'm making no promises, so we're settling for second best. So first, let's start with like the most frequently asked questions. Number one is probably, how old are you? Easy, I'm 26. The next is a combination of like, are you dating? Are you married? What's the deal with the wedding? Because some of you know I'm engaged. Yes, I am engaged to who is now my fiance, Andrew. He was actually in the Boyfriend Does My Makeup tag like ages ago. I will link that somewhere, probably down below or annotate it here. You can go watch that if you want to. I've been trying to get him in a video, but we're not quite sure what to film, so leave me suggestions down below if you're interested. But we got engaged almost over a year ago, and we've been dating for I think 12 years at this point, so it's a long time coming. There's really no rush. And the wedding is going to happen in spring of 2016 in April, and we're doing it in Charleston, South Carolina. My dad lives there and we love it there. It's just a beautiful place for a wedding. And yeah. Oh, and the other question, very popular, is will I be sharing details here? Probably not here on the channel, because I do like to keep the channel pretty beauty related, but a lot of you might have noticed that my blog name has changed. I am no longer Making Up the Midwest, because I am no longer making up the Midwest. I now live in Texas, and so the blog is now The Daily Bailey B, where I want to start sharing more like lifestyle, food, fitness, that kind of stuff. And so any wedding planning or things like decor, things like that, that will all be on the blog. I probably will do maybe a wedding makeup video here because I will be doing my own makeup, so that is something I can share, and it's beauty related. But beyond that, if you want to know more about like the planning process, which is pretty non-existent at this point, I'm not gonna lie, you can go check out the blog for all that kind of stuff, which I think is always linked below. It'll be linked below now. And I think the third most asked question is what my day job is. Am I a full-time YouTuber? What's my typical day like? I do have a full-time job outside of YouTube. I work in social media and advertising, and a lot of you will know if you've been with me since like the very beginning of making videos. I started my YouTube channel in college and I majored in astrophysics, so it's a far cry of what I actually do professionally. And so I guess I can get more into how I made that transition, that decided to pivot my career in that way. I can do that in a separate video, but just so you know, that because they are kind of disjointed, if you haven't been following me since then, I do work in social media and advertising now. And yeah, that's kind of, so my typical day is like a typical work day. I get up and I kind of fit filming in whenever I can. Like if I'm doing a tutorial, a lot of times it will be before work, if it's like a work appropriate tutorial. And so that's kind of why I've been doing a lot of those types of looks lately, is because it's when I can fit it in. And then like now I'm filming on a Sunday night. If I'm home on the weekends, I will get as much filming done then as I can. Otherwise, I try and fit it in on the evenings. On to the rest of the lesser asked questions, but they're still really fun. A lot of them are makeup related. A few of them are personal, but I'll go through as many as I can. First is, what was my first makeup purchase ever? I can't remember the first makeup I personally purchased. My first online purchase was e.l.f. Easily remember that one because it was one of those where you felt like you're getting so much for your money. I just spent like 30 bucks and I got 30 things in a bag, maybe even more if they were having a sale. And that was when they were first starting off as a brand, and so they were still kind of hit or miss. Now they're pretty consistently good, but it was just like so exciting to get that in the mail. The first makeup I can remember ever having and using was actually something my mom bought me. They were these Estee Lauder cream shadows. Might be why I love cream shadows as much as I do to this day, but they were like gelée maybe? I don't actually know what they were called, but there were two shadows. One was a bronze and one was this hunter green, also probably why I love hunter green as much as I do. But they were these cream shadows, easy, like you could apply with your finger or a brush, what have you, and they were like one and done, good to go. But I'm not sure if they still make them. This question, I absolutely died when it came in. If a grizzly bear broke into your house and ate your entire makeup collection, and for whatever reason, you could only buy one makeup product for the next 6 months, what would you buy? First of all, best question ever. Thank you so much for asking that. And concealer, easily concealer. I molded around, like the boring answer would be SPF. I wear SPF every day. It's very practical, very safe. You know, it's a great beauty product. But if I could buy any like color cosmetic, it would easily be concealer, and probably, if I can find it in my go-to super cluttered everyday drawer here, probably the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. This has been like a favorite foundation. Concealer, I actually don't like the foundation. Love the concealer. This is like a favorite 3 months running now. So I'd probably stock up on this because concealer is so versatile. If you absolutely have to, you can apply it pretty much everywhere and kind of get away with the coverage, or you can just do like bare necessities, under eye area, which I personally need because I have under eye discoloration when I get especially tired, and blemishes because I have acne prone skin. So just a little touch up there, and then you just look like dewy fresh, like I woke up like this. That's what I feel like this concealer does. Which makeup brand is your favorite? That is so hard. It's so hard because to me, there are so many different ways you can measure what is best. Like, you know, value for money is probably like ColourPop, but ultimate luxury, Charlotte Tilbury. Well, no, not even like Dior is pretty, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. The same person also asked how I got into making YouTube videos, and like I said, I started blogging during my last year of school, kind of looking for a, well, I started watching YouTube videos, beauty videos, as a creative outlet, like during study breaks. It was when Michelle Phan was first getting big. Her Bad Romance tutorial had just come out. She had the Year of the Tiger, like a tiger tutorial. Amazing, still does amazing makeup videos, I think. And I was just hooked. I was always watching beauty videos, fell into the YouTube beauty community, and finally one day I was like talking to friends and family, and they were humoring me. Oh, that's so interesting. Not. And finally I just decided I would humor myself and start a blog and get into it. And it wasn't until one of my friends who knew I was blogging asked me to make a video to actually show her how to apply, like do the tutorial and create the makeup. And that's when I started making YouTube videos, because before that I had just been uploading like swatch slideshow sort of things, which were kind of lame. And so that was my first kind of talking to the camera, one-on-one beauty video. That kind of segues into another question. I can't remember who or where they asked it, but somebody asked any tips, if I have any tips for someone just getting into YouTube, how do you start, things like that. Basically just not to get all Shia LaBeouf on you, but just do it. You really just have to get comfortable with the idea, or at least I did. It was more of a mental hurdle just to get over the idea that I needed to sit and talk to a camera like I would with my friend, or to a group of people like I'm explaining something. And which is so funny because I actually hate speaking in public. I don't like other people being in the room when I film. So the fact that I am now comfortable talking to a camera more often than not is a little weird, but you get over it. Obviously, we're now like 500 or 600 videos deep here, and that's just like the biggest obstacle for me, was to set the camera down and just start talking. You don't even have to use the video footage. You don't have to have a clean background. Just get comfortable with pressing record, talking, and then watching yourself back to see what you can improve upon, what you would do differently. Show friends and family who might know about your interest or passion about making video, and get them to give you some feedback. And it's just all about learning what you like to create, what you're comfortable doing, and improving upon it. For me, at least, I guess. Next question, what was the first product that got you excited about makeup? Who was actually asked, I think her name's Bailey, which I wanted to point out because I know so few people named Bailey. I think I know 2 people, I know more dogs named Bailey. It's a very popular pet name, but for some reason I know like 2 human beings named Bailey. So hey, third Bailey. The first product, I remember the first product I bought when I kind of had it in my mind that I was going to start beauty blogging, and it was the Coastal Scents, I want to say, whatever those 180 palettes were huge, those like huge, like stackable, lots of shadows all in one. I bought one of those and I started playing with it, and I walked out of the bathroom and my roommates at the time were scared, to say the least. It was one of those, like I wanted to do the first rainbow eye look that I saw on YouTube, try to recreate it for myself, but like get really artsy with it. didn't work out. Didn't work out, but you know what? I learned from it, and I can look at the tutorials that I've done a year from now, 2 years before now, and I feel like I have improved and progressed, and that's kind of the point of it. Who is your favorite YouTube beauty vlogger, and is it difficult or stressful to set yourself apart from everyone else? I don't have a favorite. I love different, and I think that's the case for everyone. We all love different people here on YouTube for different reasons. Some people I watch because they are the more informative, like Emily Noel. She's super informative, like just gives you the complete rundown, but she's also just seems like the super nice person on camera. She's talking to you like she's your friend. And then you have people like Nikki Tutorials, who are, their character shines through in their videos, but they are full on makeup goddesses, and they just and their video production is just on point. Or they're like lifestyle oriented YouTubers like Essie Button or Viviana Does Makeup, and I'm doing a serious injustice to my subscription or my YouTube feed because I'm subscribed to so many people. Those are just off the top of my head, those kind of categories, and that's only touching on, you know, beauty-ish YouTubers. There are also super funny, like amazing other YouTubers out there that I really enjoy watching. So hard to pick one. Bottom line, short answer, it's really hard to pick one because I have a lot. And the second part of that question is it difficult or stressful to set yourself apart from everybody else? Not really. I mean, comparisons are definitely made and drawn, but I'd never feel like that has influenced me or even dissuaded me from doing or acting a certain way on camera or making different videos or anything like that. I mainly rely on either you guys' input, whether you want to see a certain tutorial, you ask for a certain review, or something's recently launched, or I've come up with a video idea that I want to put together. That's what primarily drives my content creation, and so maybe that's why I just don't worry about how it might be compared to somebody else's. Besides makeup, what other hobbies do I have? Not a lot. I got a dog. He's super cute. I travel because my family's everywhere. Like, no one is located in the same city as I am. They're at least 200 to 1,000 miles away from me, so I do travel pretty frequently to see them, which is fun, but not a lot of time to do much else. How did I learn to edit my videos? Practice. I first started on Windows Movie Maker. Not my favorite, but it's a good starting point because it's very simple, very basic. There's only so many things you can do with it, and then once you're ready to get into something a little more rich, I moved over to a Mac anyway, so iMovie is the software that comes on a Mac, and so I started getting into that. Once again, self-taught. It's pretty intuitive. You just have to start clicking around, and then I graduated to Final Cut Pro, which is what I currently use, and I don't think, had I not used iMovie, it would have been a little bit too much of a leap to go from one to the other, but I think iMovie is a good kind of gateway software, if you will, into Final Cut Pro, and it makes learning that a little bit easier. But bottom line is, teach yourself, just get curious and have fun. And what I think will probably be the last one, since I feel like this video is gonna be forever long, is what's the most disappointing high-end / low-end, I'm thinking that either or, high-end or low-end beauty product you've used this year. Easily the Hourglass, whatever that eyeshadow palette was, such a letdown because it was so expensive, and the expectation personally for Hourglass products is so stinking high. That was one that I just couldn't, it was just the biggest letdown because Hourglass has such a cult following, and of the two palettes I had, one wasn't so bad, but when you pay, what is it, like over 50 bucks for 4 or 5 eyeshadows in like this tiny little, it didn't live up to the expectation. So that was the biggest letdown, but fortunately Hourglass has made up for it other ways. They have a ton of other great products out there, just not those eyeshadows. And that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope to do these a little bit more frequently than like once ever, right? That's got to be an easy goal. So if you have any other questions that I didn't answer, which I know there are some that you guys asked in those social posts that I put up, I will try my best to get to them in the next Q&A video. Otherwise, ask them in the comment section below and I will try to get to those as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.